Okay, in this one, game two, it's in three parts. I don't know what happened to have to split this one up. Game two. Can't see the bands because the league logo's in the way, but it looks like we have Tark, Malzahar, Warwick, uh, Misfortune, and Lee Sin on RS. Amumu, Annie, uh, Timo Zaraka, Blitzcrank for EG. I think they took the MF away on the team of RS. Um, so that EG wouldn't have that with the Amumu Annie. Timo into Lee Sin is okay. Lee Sin, of course, can close that gap. And if he maxes E first, it is a winnable lane for Lee Sin, which top lane usually does, because that gives you wave clear. Wish you could see the bands. Zillion, Band, Corky, Vlad, TF. Blitzcrank, double. I mentioned last game, double is famous for that, so that's going to be on him. I don't like the Soraka. I think they could have gone for Sona here, unless that's in the ban list. Just to stack with Annie and Mumu, and then you could have gone like Rumble. But with the way it is right now, I think they're going to control Vision with Teemo. Zorak I still think is useless. I guess you had the silence so they can't flash away, but you pull them in with Blitzcrank into the Annie, Amumu stuns. They're dead, that's your pick, and you continue. You don't use the Amumu ult, you preferably don't use the Annie ult on these picks, you just use their basic stuns. Should be enough damage there.
Them lineups. Here we go. Load screen.
But yeah,
One.
like maybe they wanted the
Focus rocking
Tark
a fabulous pink turret.
to go
A
with them instead
box
of the
of flames.
Soraka.
We got Rambo rocking exhaust smite.
That
Misfortune.
Riot
By the
Freak
way, that
Teemo
was
is
actually
the
designed by an
spectator,
unknown
not
Freak Custom
not an
Fight.
actual
Misfortune, I'm a cutie pie. Flash
player in the game.
exhaust.
That's why they have
Sara
six.
rocking
So we're going to be looking
Malzahar
at RS
with
this
Smite
game.
Voy Voy. Another
Last game
flash
was EG.
exhaust. So we got a lot of exhaust this game. We got four of them. They're going to be really good at picking up single targets. Westrise pulling up the Teemo double
If I
lifter.
can
Very shockingly, the Blitz crank. Iris
skip through here.
observing up, dying ice hands, and we are into the game. Rockfeller vs Epic Gaming, game number 2. The winner of this best of 3 will go to Dreamhack. Right now,
Did that
EG's up 1
in
0.
every game they buy a
And
starting
they
item. I'm
are
not sure
going
why.
to Dreamhack. Awesome stuff going on there. Gonna be pretty sweet. Gonna show the mid lane up
Maybe
against
it
the
was
Yankee.
some
They're gonna
AFK
show
check they
EG.
had back
Gonna
then.
be a bath of action and blood and awesomeness. It will be quite nice.
Do they go for a buff steal with the Blitzcrank early on? With double staying in mid?
Okay, sorry. Moving around on the map.
I really want
I
to
just
get
didn't
to the
camp before. I
ARAM
was just
game.
keeping
Like
it Midwest.
the infamous
Moving around
ARAM
the map.
game. I
All right. Anyway, moving
think
on.
that was in season 2.
I say kick it to my
Dignitas.
cousins in Detroit when
Cursed
they
maybe?
say things funny.
Um,
Um. Anyway, game is
Long
loading
way
up.
off, but
Left-hand
hopefully we
side,
can
pretty awesome
find
stuff
our way
going in.
to that. It was nice that I was able to find this guy with a treasure trove of early
Oh, both
games.
teams actually hiding away for the
When
most
I
part. We got
started
Rambo and
wanting
Misfortune
to look through them, like,
rushing
okay,
in, trying to make sure they don't get ganked, and the rest of the team just sitting
OGN
back in the back,
had
not to be
season
bothered
2.
by any of this damage.
I can
Got
go through
Misfortune
all of their games
doing some pretty sweet dance moves.
and see
And
like
EG
high level
just
league and show
hiding
people
away,
what pro is
right
supposed to
to the
be.
wall, trying not to get ganked on or
But
anything.
all their
Very
channels are
very
deleted.
good.
The websites where any
Qualifier.
VODs that I could find were are
Builds been working so
taken
hard for,
down.
so
And then people didn't start uploading them to YouTube until season 3, which
Sar running around
is
like he's
like
gonna make
already
this
after the assassins
absolutely
came in and ruined the game
unreal.
and
What's going on? They're like really
started
confused
Riot's
what to make
downhill
in their jungle, but
of let's
just
add
announced
more
that they're gonna
damage.
pick
People
up.
like dealing damage,
Everyone's pretty much safe right now.
neglecting that there are more than just 80 carries in the game. Like mid laners existed and
See,
they
yeah, this is
liked
gonna be some pretty
to
awesome
zone
battles. We're
control
fighting really
and
quick.
wave clear.
I'm gonna be kind of intrigued to see
Well,
who does
need to
better
give
there.
them damage
We
because
got
nobody likes doing that. Top laners existed where they
the
will
crazy amount of sustain that they
some would
can
split
brew
push and
with
deal
this
damage.
war with.
Others would play
They're
tanks,
facing against
like to take
people who know
damage
how to
and
pick it
start
up
fights.
first,
But
which is
those can't exist. They
incredibly,
need to want to deal
incredibly
damage.
impactful.
Junglers liked starting
Westrise
fights,
going to go ahead and last hit. Westrise
and
picking
you
up
had
Corki.
the the trinity in jungle of
And he's gonna go for
gankers,
Void Boy. Yep, there's the knock. Void
initiators,
Boys is going off.
and
Two
farmers.
minions as best as he
So
can,
a ganker would be
as he's able to kill
like
himself. Can.
Nunu or Lee Sin,
Good
where
job so
you
far.
go in.
Rambo though
A
rocking
bit
some good
later,
kills so far.
Shyvana
Great
became
job
one of
from
these,
him.
but Shyvana kind of broke it
Lots of
because
kills
she
so
was
far.
also able to power farm because she cleared way too quickly. But you had
And gonna
the
kill that one
gankers
wall.
like that.
And
Elise
those are
later would
both
become a ganker after they
movers on.
toned
Looks like
her
we're gonna have
damage
Mark
down
gonna pull back,
massively.
skip those items, and then continue to
Um,
rock his way. The longsword and a health potion gonna go ahead and pick up probably a cloth armor and some more health potions.
Amumu,
And initiate
Maokai, they're
the
initiators. They
Void
don't
Boys on
really
top.
gank that well
He's gonna
because they
see
need
what
level
he can
6.
do.
Warwick
Moira actually getting harassed by
also
Void Boy
doesn't
though.
gank too well, needs level 6. It's
As
interesting
he
that
pushes
Warwick's
her
top
down,
lane and
the
Lee
Void
Sin's in
Boy
the
is gonna
jungle.
pick up the health potion down. He has
Um,
that regrowth pendant. He's gonna have a lot of health gain over the course of this. He's
does
gonna be okay.
do okay
I don't
against
know if
Teemo
this
because you
Twitch
can
is
heal.
gonna
You
help
see
out.
he
Looks like
has
it's going down bottom lane
the
because
regrowth
he's
pendant
gonna
and then
go
he
for
has
the
his
card
Q to
and
try
get
and
him out.
sustain the
Doing
poke.
some damage.
Does
Dreamhack actually forced it back there. Let's see what he picked up. Actually got a
I wouldn't
ward.
say it
Two
gives you a
wards for the
better
team
lane, it gives
and
you
another
a
health pot. So
safer
he's got
lane
some movement speed already
than the Lee
and
Sin,
pretty much doing some good damage. They're auto attacking the heck out of their lane
which
from what it seems like. And they've really just put
is
Dreamhack
good
into
against
space
Teemo,
with
of
very
course. Like the big thing that made Teemo
pretty much
annoying back then is he
executing,
was one of
getting
the
the most out
only
of this. But a good
ranged
job.
top
Miller kind
laners,
of
well,
standing there
the
safe.
only ranged top
Let
laner.
Soraka heal him so the minions can't get
Um,
any closer. And turret's only going to take a few of them out,
and
but they're
then
still
if you
doing
had
damage
finally
because
got
the
onto
mill's
him as a
already on
melee
top
after
of there.
taking all this
And
poke, he
Warwick actually
blinds you
pushing
so you
Teemo
can't
very
attack. We
hard
didn't
on top
have
lane. And he had some health
abil
going down
many
there.
or
And
abilities
we're going
couldn't
to see
kill
Lee
people
Sin
on their
popping
own.
out of the jungle to do some damage.
You needed
And
auto
really
attacks
he
back
forced
then.
it back at this point in time.
Yeah, so Team getting forced
So
back
you
into the
get on
fight.
him, you get
Really no
blinded.
vision on him at all.
He
This
kills
is
you
what we
because
do
you've
on
been
bottom
poked so
lane. We
long.
know that Amumu's not
Or
really
you
good
have to
against
run away
ganks
because if you
early on,
continue,
but you
you're
need to
not
go
going to
in
be able to
and
out damage
quickly
him
follow up that
once you come off the
They're
blind.
pushing the lane because neither Soraka nor Blitzcrank are really great at tower last hitters. And you look at this, and you got Blitzcrank at 14, which is okay. Soraka at 2, but you look at just Misfortune at 14. And actually, I
Double
was
running
wrong.
in for I don't even know
They're
what.
actually under last
You're
hitters
gonna
by
knock up
10
Locust
and
here, but
Iris on double
I
list.
guess
So
Soraka
they're getting
allows him
absolutely
to
run out, and
sustain
Team
this
Rocket's
lane.
just a nightmare, but they haven't really seen
Um,
anything out of it. So I
Not sure if
feel like I
Soraka
was
can
wrong
use her
after
mana on
watching this.
herself, or
Maybe
she
the
gets
Shadow
it from.
Attack
She
was
doesn't get it when
possibly
she
better for
mana's
them
double
than
lift anymore, so
Teemo.
maybe she can use it on
So
herself.
skip those.
Yeah, starting off for the CLG OGB game. Looks like Kale is versus Corki in middle. 3 minutes into the
Boy,
game. Not
still
so much
near
action.
full
Jarvan
is
versus
good.
a solo
Lee
lane
Sin
down
would
bottom
have
on
had to have
Aarakocra.
backed by now,
And it's going to be Zin and Aurelia up top.
and
Let's
that's
go ahead and
the
throw this
worry.
back to
Of
DJ
course,
for the
if you
play.
have a jungler,
Zin was jungling. Basically, Zin
I
can't really
said
gank as
Boy
everyone's
Boy,
rotating into the
like
side
Warwick
lane.
likes to
Actually,
wait
Blitzcrank
till level
getting
6.
caught
If
up
he
in
was
that
Lee Sin,
but who really
wouldn't
wants to
have
get
much
caught up
help
is
in the early game,
Evelynn
so I
here,
think
and
in that
Evelynn
regard it
uses
is
the
a better
damage.
idea.
Evelynn tries to come in, but gets spotted by a turret. Nothing much happens. Still, RBQD5 pushing on this turret right here. We're gonna see if Misfortune's picked up any more kills. 24 versus 2 and 17 and 18 now. Yeah, so they're finally
They'll
picking it
started
up.
Ruby
But
or
they're trying to keep
Sapphire
this game
Crystal
going
even,
because
so
the
no
lane double lifting is very good.
stats given, and I don't know why.
And yeah, maybe it's gonna work out for him. They're really not losing out too much by doing this.
I guess he's building
Misfortune's doing
towards
really well.
Frozen Heart or
He's
a
got a
tier,
drop the passive
or he just
boost right
wants a
now.
bigger mana
Dreamhack just
shield.
back
Like
and forth, getting a lot of harassment out. Double
in
kill.
that regard, I guess
And
it's a
gonna pick up
combat
the
stat for
Soraka.
Blitzcrank. But you have a
Gonna
Zeraka
kill it, so he's gonna
to
be
give you
very close
mana,
to this fight.
and you can see he's still full, so he
In a
didn't.
second,
I don't
and
know what
we'll
he
see where they're
needs
at.
that for. He could have gotten a regrowth pen himself and
Because we
tried to have more health here.
well, Warwick getting harassed by
MF with the
really
Grievous
much
wound
as
on their
he
W is gonna
is out of mana health.
reduce the healing,
Misfortune
although
getting
in
forced
lane
down
Zeraka can wait till
with the
that's
constant
expired to
damage from
heal.
his minions. Actually, one of the highest in the game, second only to Annie, who is pretty much just crushing faces against Skara. Skara at 36,
Sales
Annie at
has the stun up, so
39,
he
so
can walk
pretty
up.
close there. Both
Has
players
level
trying
6
to
as
see
well.
who has the higher level
I
command.
don't think he wins a fight
But really, it's just
against
what you want.
Scar. At the very least, Scar can run away after the stun
He's
ends.
been
He
hit.
doesn't have the burst that
He
you'd
does.
see in Annie
Been
have
hit by that. That's what
today.
you know. That's what you know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just don't remember honestly.
But you have to,
I've not fought
kill
against Scar
pressure
before,
between
so
Mal's and Lee Sin is
knows
definitely
all the
higher
items.
than
He's
Annie and
pretty good.
Mumu.
He knows how to play
It
together.
is a lot of
That's
CC,
just getting played all the time.
but it
He
doesn't
knows
bring
how to
the
play together.
So it looks like Teemo does have
one-shot
a ward and
potential
was
that
up
you'd
top
want
near
in a
himself, so
gank.
he'll be able to play this
It's
really
not even like
powerful
one-shot.
lane
You
push
wouldn't. It
right
doesn't
here.
bring the damage
Get
you'd
the
want in a
shots
gank.
down on
And
all
if
the minions
it's a
behind him.
2v2,
And
unless you're hitting
ooh,
both of
gets
them,
the
one of them's
ward.
going to be
Oh,
healthy
still
enough
uses the mushroom though, so
to
that's
win the
kind of nice
fight.
as his ward Warwick coming in.
Void
Goes for
Boy
the ultimate.
using his
He
Alden on
gets
the West
there, but
Race and
Lee Sin misses his Q.
Rainbow
Not
missing
able
the
to
Q
make
there.
it to hit the
He
minion.
got scared, but his health
Actually,
falling
he's gonna
down.
try
You
to
need to
stay
heal.
safe
That's why
here.
Warwick
Long
used his
time
ulti early, but
he does
West Race
not
didn't
have
use
cover gap,
the missed
and
Q
he
to run
really
away.
wants to run
And
towards the
now
turret. Looks like he's gonna go
I don't
down
know why
here,
he
not
flashes
safely.
there.
Gonna poison onto
Why
Warwick.
do you flash towards him? You're not
Gonna
getting
see what
away.
Warwick can poison, and it's like that 1v1
You
situation.
definitely don't
He's
have
still
the
just trying to
damage
grab
to
the turret
kill
right now,
Void
trying
Boy
to
at
figure out
like
what's happening.
300,
So it looks like
no,
bottom
not
lane
300,
still getting
200
pushed down
health,
pretty good as Teemo goes
250.
down for first blood. Very nice job coming out of the hands of RS. Rock Solid doing a good job there. And we're going to see what these guys can do as they push the lane. Miss Fortune just trying to get as many double
Another
kills as she can. Really
aspect
a
of
lot
the
of
league
minions
that
there, but it's not going to
is
That's
often
pretty much
overlooked
the champions, pretty
is
much just the minions behind him.
how,
Salas
not just how
stalls
much
for sure,
faster you get gold, but how
making
much
sure
faster you get
everything
experience.
Malzahar. And it looks like that
Um,
Malefic
Before,
Visions has been popping
I
off
think
a
they
couple
actually
times and hitting
doubled
her.
the
So he's
range
really getting
you
that
need to
balance
be
nailed
in
down
for
and taking
experience,
advantage with that.
to get experience. So before you could zone somebody off, like even in mid lane. If Scar pushed Salas under tower, he wouldn't be getting experience from these minions. I think he could here and zone him off at this point with Salas's HP,
For what that's worth, he tried and failed.
but he's just letting him free farm.
Or he actually got stunned by any Q. If any was throwing a Q and he ulted, that would
Oh
work too.
yeah, yeah, wouldn't doubt it. That
So,
Malefic Visions did a lot of damage
So
to
you
him.
actually could fall behind.
yeah, you rank that up
Now
and
the
you
only
get free roam.
real ways you fall behind is if your jungler ganks at the wrong time and you're in top lane.
The opponents can't shoot back, but only very few.
Then
I'm surprised to not see Brand
if
here
he
since
ganks at the wrong time, even if you get a kill,
EU games. I believe it was
you have to
Games was
back.
playing him a lot. Games was really all about that
Part of it
Brand
also might be like
or
that your
Genji
jungler
actually
doesn't
too.
help you
So
push the wave after ganking,
Mumu
so you
jumping
can't
in,
get
a lot
it
of
to
kills going
reset.
for Annie. Soak up some
And
XP.
then you just have to recall because you're like
Teemo,
100
he
health
hasn't really been in his lane. He's kind of laying
and
mushrooms
your
down.
jungler's not
Wow,
there,
that's
or their jungler's there.
absolutely
You have to
brutal
recall.
shot for Teemo.
You
Looking
get back
great
to
as
lane,
well. It drags some
it's
damage
frozen
as
under
well.
top tower,
Puts a
or
guard in the house
it's
though, so
around
there's no
top
one in the
tower.
bush. Very good
Obviously,
job
it's under,
there.
it's not
Keeping himself
frozen.
safe.
So just
Getting
before
some
top tower,
vision back
and then
too.
you have to
Needed
like
money for
lose
that.
2 waves of
To be
minions to
able to
the
stay up
enemy
top
top lane who
way
died to the
longer
gank.
and do some farming there. Everybody's really being
I think
passive
that's
in
the
this lane.
only real
Passive
time you
aggressivist.
see
Getting
anyone
some
fall
shots off, some
behind
pokes,
in
and
levels
then
anymore.
Teemo able to do some damage there.
Before,
Warwick
as a
back in
laner, you could
position to
actually
get some rotation as they've now focused on
push
the
them
other laners
behind
around them. Teemo
and
again
not
getting
have their
some
own team
great
do it.
amounts of mushrooms in that area. Whoever walks into that is going to be in some serious trouble as
Blitzcrank
he is now
getting a
going down
kill
mid.
in bot
Looks
lane.
like he has left
It
Mumu
actually goes to
for
Mumu.
Warwick, and he's going to start pushing behind here, or try to get Warwick to chase him in some
I
regions.
saw the
Maybe
fight happen
actually
on the map, but we
just
didn't go and look
mushrooms
at it,
him
so I
and
don't know
getting
how
way
it
too far
started.
into it. He's doing a very good job of crowding his
Maybe
buildings hard
I
for his first dragon control. Is going to go
underestimated
to
the damage of a
FaZe
Zaraka Blitzcrank lane.
Epic Gaming, and we are going to see if anybody's going to see this. No, Misfortune
Amumu
pushing
has
quite
Ninja
hard to
Tabby
take
Health
that bottom
Crystal
turret,
first.
and they are going to be getting that gold.
Some Amumus
They
wouldn't
always
go
try to
for
do
Fergal's
some
Lantern
farming
because
now.
you
Yep,
do
you can
damage
see
with
that
your
there.
AoEs. You don't
Christopher
need to
starting to
really
respawn
auto,
that
but I
lane.
still think
And
it's
yeah,
a
unfortunately,
better
Malefic
thing to
Aggressive
go
was down
for
there, busy talking about Teemo
on
Mushrooms.
any jungler
That Teemo Global Taunt doesn't work just for champions, it works for shoutcasters too. So you can't
because
really
you
go
do
against
auto
the champion
attack
Teemo the entire time.
occasionally on
Just
every
isn't
champion,
killable. So we're just gonna zoom in
hence
here and
More
take
why
a
so
they
look
have
than
animations for it.
Teemo. I mean,
It
what else
gives
is he
you
doing for Teemo?
a way
Okay.
faster clear if you get a proc. It's just gonna be
Yeah, he has
faster.
like a shiny little blue
Um,
aura behind him. You hear like
and then you have a free
like
ward, so
that.
you every
Like the little high pitched squeal.
minute, I don't remember, 90
Warwick
seconds on
hiding in the bush.
the
See if he
lantern,
can pull out
you're
anything
getting
here.
a
Looks
free
like he's taking
75
Teemo
gold,
deep.
is
Wants to
how
take
you can look
advantage,
at it.
soak up the XP that's coming out. Malzahar is heading
That
towards top
obviously will
and
pay for
checking out the
itself by
bush.
the by end
He's
game. They
in
should see
also
it as a
going up
gold income
top. It looks like he's
item.
going to come around and try to pinch Teemo in
Oh,
here.
going on West
Going for
Rice
the
again.
ultimate
Rainbow,
bait.
what are you waiting
Stops
for?
hesitantly as he misses his
The Warwick
target.
ultimate
Huge
ran
damage
out by the
there
time
as he stops
Rainbow
farming and lets the
realized that
minions
it was
die.
on him.
And that is an unfortunate thing to do
Weird
because he
gank.
had to just stand there.
It
Oh,
was a free
crazy
kill too.
mushroom both of them.
They had the
How's that
damage
feel? Not really
to
doing
kill
too much
West Rice
damage, but he is going to be forced to just walk
between
around.
Lee
Maybe he
Sin
was just
and
too close before, to tell you
Warwick
the
there.
truth.
He was getting
Jumps
too
in,
far to the
kicks him
right.
away from the tower.
We're gonna be able
Yeah,
to
yeah.
actually clear those out. He's gonna walk through another mushroom and just clear out. So Westrise doesn't always hear, of course. That was a good mushroom to put back in for
Amumu
Westrise.
coming up top lane.
Gonna be able
Dan,
to find
Dan.
a jungle Dan here,
Well,
and he's got the
I don't
dive.
think Teemo
He's got the heart of gold
has
too,
Heart of
so
Gold, so
that.
getting gold income that way.
Be
But
careful. Stalls for Scar. Scar
I
doesn't
don't
have
think
much depth.
Teemo had
Does
the
have
mana there
on
for
Annie as
multiple
well.
Qs, which would be
So
necessary
that's
for a
always a bit of
gank
a
to have kill
Quick
pressure.
update from our other games. CLG versus Oh God Bears. Looks like
Blitzcrank's
Satan
hiding in
is
the
doing
bush
some good
there
jungling
while
for
MF's
Crew
walking up.
up in
Maybe
first
he
blood.
goes in. Lee Sin's
And
heading
another
down,
kill, so he's
going to his red buff.
14-13, and that is the only
And they're
gold
going to
right
go
now
into
that
bot
we
lane
see.
onto MF here.
Early game,
Going
and
to
we have a
get
turret
knocked
on
up.
top
Is the
blocking
pull
the ward.
still available? I don't know.
CLG up as the advance
And
right here. Not a huge one, but
exhaust on the
still
Delve.
a good
Knockup
position.
comes in
Still
again.
being pushed back
Second
and forth
exhaust on
by
the Delve as the
Malefic.
mana shield comes out.
Here,
He's going to
trying to
flash
take
away.
out
Mazur
Westrise
healing
with
coming in
Void.
from Dyer's
Thrown out
is going to
kills
keep
as
double of
progress.
safe.
Looks like Void gonna be fighting Westrise. Westrise actually good
And
HP.
Voyboy tried to go on the rest. It has
Void
exhaust on
picking
him,
up the
but I still
exhaust
think
though.
Westeros wins this
Barely able,
way
but
higher
he's
health
not able to
advantage
get
as
the kill
Voyboy
out. So
now
that's
has
a
to
good
run
pull there
away.
from. He actually
And
might die. Westrise gonna pick this kill up.
just hit him.
Wow, that
There
was
we we go. Westrice finally gets the tower dive kill. Voyboy had a Q there. He would have survived. It was a very risky tower dive.
Ultimately wasted a summoner either way and still give up the kill. So unfortunate there, but Westrice doing a good job picking up that kill. So 2-1 now. The score for
Especially after dying in game one to a
GSP
similar thing.
2-1. So good job Westrice bringing that equal, and of course
At
GSP
least the
looking
wave was pushed there, so minions are falling to tower. It means he's going to pull further behind.
And he's still battling battling it out with Tarek in middle. Tens on your solo
Now, if I
lanes
were
right
to
now. We got Sarek going, or Sarek,
make a pro
Soraka.
league, it would
Tarek
not
also.
be only Summoner's
Soraka
Rift. I
going
think
down
it's
bottom lane.
terrible
So
that
it looks like
ranked
Dan Din's going to head right
in
at
League
them.
is
He's going to
only on
say, hey,
Summoner's
I
Rift.
see your lane presence. You guys
It
better
should
back off.
rotate between
And they actually do.
uh,
Lee Sin
Twisted
moving
Tree
into
Line.
that lane.
Should
That
rotate.
still
They,
might
I
be
guess they
pushable.
added the Shadow Isle
Maybe
in,
the bait
so
once
they
they get
could
back
rotate
into the
Shadow
lane.
Isle. Of course, that's
Got the commitment
3v3,
there. She did
so
bring blue
maybe
pill back,
you keep
actually.
that
So we're
separate.
going
So
to
I
see
guess
everybody blue pill back. Zach is
3v3
in the
ranked would
bottom
be
lane.
Shadow Isle and
And
Twisted
Timo
Tree
getting
Line,
back
both
into top.
maps, instead of
Also,
replacing one with
going on
the
Wolf
other.
and Warwick for a little
And
bit.
then
Chooses to go around the outside after laying down his
Summoner's
mushroom there.
Rift,
So laying
or
all that
5v5
storm is
Summoner's Rift
not
and
too much
Dominion.
aggression going on
They
right
could
now.
have added
Still turrets have been taken down. Not
other
much
game
bagging
modes in, of
control for
course,
League
other
10 so
maps.
far. And we're going to see what these teams can do to really start turning the tide,
Would have made
make
a
something happen.
much better
Level
ranked
10, level
experience,
11. We're going to see the teams
especially
grouping up
going
as that
on
first
later.
turret
Like,
gets taken
you
down,
figure
and we'll see what they
maybe
can do.
season
Looks like there's going to
5
be a
they're
move
done
for
with
another dragon
champions.
here as a movement with
Um,
Soraka. Start to head up.
everyone's balanced, everyone is
Yeah, they
unique.
go back to the mid lane. It's Scar and Sauce now, both
Is
level
the
11.
big key that you need to put into
Sauce
champion
all
design.
game. 103 on Scar,
The
103
only
on
time,
Sauce.
I guess,
Highest in the game.
when
Probably not
they
far
reworked
behind
Graves was because Lucian was similar to
Ooh,
Graves.
wow,
I
really close to
disagree with
the
that
top
because they
mid.
said he has a Q that deals damage, a W that's utility, and an E that's a dash, and then an ultimate that's
Scar has found Dan Din. We'll see
um,
if we pick those up.
burst damage.
Feels like
But
he's gonna
Lucian's
get
alt was poke, not burst. It you
try to get
couldn't
away
kill
after
somebody
he
with a
deployed
Lucian alt.
too good since Dan
You
Din
could
deployed it last
what
game with
the use of it was that if they're
the
underneath
second
tower,
Qualifier that
you'd use it on them so that they have to recall, and then you can take the tower.
but here we
Um,
go. A little bit of ping going
which
off
was
on that
really seen in the
bottom.
mid game
Looks like
in
Dreamhack
mid league
doesn't really
comps
know about
around the
this.
time.
They're starting to be afraid of
This
something
is
like
way
that.
later.
Thought I maybe might be down there.
Of
But
course,
back to the top of the
they
map.
they then realized that,
These Lee Sins
oh,
going
we
over on
can't
top.
have a champion that doesn't. Looking for part 2 now.
Do that.
This is part 3.
Thought I maybe might be down there. But Dan Din actually at the top of the map. The Lee Sins starting
There
to
we
move
go,
around.
part 2
Taking
of
a little
game
bit behind
2.
as well. Boy, getting pushed around by Westray still. Have to be a little bit careful. Westray still just picking up a lot of
So they
damage.
had
Could go take
Lucian
down
had a
Mobile
niche.
Suit.
He would poke you underneath your
Definitely
tower
Mobile's granted 10 of
as a
gold, so
siege comp.
immediate with them. Um,
But
and that has to be one of the
people
main
are
things
like,
that
wait,
Westray
why
needs to
doesn't he
focus on
one-shot
is
people with his
defending
ultimate? It
against
needs to be
Scar.
given more damage. So they
So at least
remove
keep
that
him
niche from him, which I
but
think
definitely
was
huge now
a
because his
mistake.
mana just gets more
Um,
expensive. But that was even more annoying back in the day. Now it's just like, oh, damage, okay.
part of it
So Void
is the
really
community's
aggressive
fault as
Westray
well,
team.
though, because a lot of them said Lucian's ult is useless because they didn't
Jumping ahead
understand that
now, using that move speed super
you
quick.
you'd use it as a siege
Aggressive.
thing. Um, but also, Riot could have communicated that it's a siege tool, not
Really
a
not a
fighting
lot. It's
tool,
very
and that would
passive
have
lanes at this point in time. Everybody just really getting their
remedied
farm
that.
on.
Dan
Trying to
looking
get
for a gank
a
onto Void
soak
Boy
on
here.
the lane kills. He is
The
starting to
Warwick
fade a little
has
bit.
Spare
It's a
Visage
very
now, so
aggressive lane.
Timo really not
Taking
damaging
advantage
him.
of Warwick right now.
Dan Din's
Warwick is
not
getting
gonna
very
bring
close
much
to
damage on the Amumu, and
throughout.
he can just
Starting to get
sustain any
damage
poke
down
that
low.
Westray
Moving
does. He's
around. He's
winning
going to push
trades
one guys.
now
Not. He's
just by
standing right
walking
on
up and
top of him
queuing and
there
then
with the
walking
mushroom.
away.
Trying to draw that
Void
out.
Boy
He is going to start coming out as he makes his way. Very nice
didn't dodge
ult
the
there
alt
by
there.
Amumu.
It
Do
was
they have enough
very
pressing
close.
damage though? Here
Rainbow's
comes
here.
Lee Sin out
Needs
of
to go into
nowhere
Westray. He
as they
misses
will be
another
able to
Q.
take out Void Boy.
Just
No,
kick
the focus
Dan Din
is
underneath
changed.
tower.
Void Boy stays alive at this point in
Didn't
time,
get
and he's
the
just
tower range,
pushing
but Void
buttons.
was able to
Also
heal up on
committing right
minions.
there.
Q comes in
Din's
for
going to
more
be
heal,
taken
and
out.
now Dan
And
Din's gonna
Dan,
fall down as well.
Dan
Not
Din
gonna
rather, not
how much.
Dindan,
Scar is here.
was taken out as
Annie's
well.
coming as well. Scar's gonna ult
And
onto
the
Annie.
turnaround
Rainbow
ultimate on
didn't
Annie
notice
just right in the pool. Malefic Visions is
quick enough.
also on.
That seems to
Annie's
be the
running
theme
up,
of this
trying to
game.
hide by that mushroom. Will it happen for her? And
And
she's
Sal's
being
gonna
used
fall
to run
down
around.
here.
She is dead. She knows Malefic Visions is on.
I guess
That situation
I
is
don't know.
happening.
I
She probably
think
just wanted to
there
run down,
was
do as
two
much
thoughts
damage as
going.
she can
Was
to the person.
one, I
Move
need to
back
turn
up
and get
twice
the
and nothing
kill,
happens there as
and
she wins the
two, I need to get
kill.
away,
So
and
now
they
they head
conflicted
into
with
that
each other.
fight.
He
5
should
and
have.
2 right now
That's why he
in
died. He
favor
should
of
have all in
Soraka
for
and
the kill on
Qualifier
Lee
there,
Sin.
playing a game
Then he would
of
have
that.
And it's
died
Rainbow
afterwards, but with a
dominating
kill.
Lee Sin in this game. He's
Instead,
getting
he
2
went
winning kills,
halfway
4
for the
solo kills,
kill
and he's made
and
everything happen so
half run
far.
away, so he got
And really cool
didn't
thing
get
is
the
he's
kill
got
and still
he's
died.
got boots of mobility and then oracles. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna run around and make sure I can harass and make sure I can get in the lanes to gank
Rainbow
them.
safe to take this
Then they're
camp
gonna
in
go
order to
rock out
random
full
moves on
AP
the
share
bot
up
side.
die and clear all wards forever.
I don't
He's
think they
playing
look for a
really
turret
good
dive. That would be
for
very
versus
brave, at least in
gonna
showing
control
himself
the
there for some
game
reason.
in
I think
that
that's a
regard.
mistake because now they
Just as
know
the results
he's in
fall,
topside. They could go for
as
Dragon at this point.
has 4 kills, 1 assist, 5 kills for the team. Yeah, he's making everything happen, and it's working just so incredibly
They're
well.
very late in that. There's a ward on it. MF will be able to contest.
Double lift coming down. They're gonna go ahead and last hit
I don't know. I just think
He does have his Sheen and a Catalyst. He's gonna do some
Epic
damage.
Gamer loses this game here.
You see,
They
looks
don't
like
have a
that second
hyperscaler on double.
stock
They went for
landing
the
coming together up near the
Blitzcrank
turret.
instead of
MF
the
is gonna
Poppy,
take
but
the
they're
Poppy
still
down
having
there
him
in mid,
side
showing off
farm
that solo lane experience.
and scale.
They're getting
Last
some
game it
love
was
for that.
okay for them
He's got
because
Aegis
they
level
had that
4
late game
again, now
insurance,
level
but
11.
Blitzcrank,
Most of the people around the
not
map
going to
are
provide that. His late
T-Mobile
game
right
is
now.
just
There's two top solo
we get a
lanes.
pull, we
Dark
can win a
12,
fight.
Warwick, and West
You
Right
could have
with
zero
White
gold. That's why
level
he
7.
became a support
Teemo
for
running
that.
around to set up some more
Um,
mushrooms as Voyboy
I
gets his
think
farm on into
Riot
this
could
main
do more
fight. Actually getting before
to
the first
change
kill.
that,
Sushi
keep his
doing a pretty
hook,
good job
but
there.
change him to
And
more
he
of
was
a carry player
using that
instead of a support player.
Eternal Thirst hunt
I forget what it's.
to take him down.
I know Eternal Thirst is the E.
Yes.
It's
Maybe by making the
I
length of his hook scale,
sometimes
or
I
you
get
need to
accidentally
stack
like
up to get it
explain to you.
with a
Yeah,
build other things like
Yep.
attack them
But
5 times, then
does
you get a hook.
it's like Call the Hunt or something like that. I think that's actually Sivir Ultimate. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Ability names aside, go.
And
Dragon
they're
Dance.
gonna RS gonna
RS
get
is
this
only playing
dragon
with their
here.
their own dragon now.
Dandin comes
He
in
has
too
a
late.
Qualifier down.
Dandin, I
White
don't
Buffalo
think he
looking
has his
good.
ultimate yet from the
Dandin
last
not
fight.
in
He's
half
gonna
the
just
space
get
now.
destroyed here.
Go.
Soraka trying to keep him alive as much as he can. It's not gonna be able to do much.
Does he heal? No!
Rainbow kicks him to
Snake
safety.
never gets
Dandin
through a
gonna get
wall.
away actually
Oh, he
after all that.
do. But the
But
damage
turn out
reduction
the other
durability
side
coming out.
double
Still
lift
damage
going low.
overall.
Sal's going low.
It's
Silence
back
coming
and
from the
forth. Still
double,
going
but he's
down.
gonna get
Not the good
killed by
stuff.
the ignite over the wall.
7-2 now the kill
Stun
streak.
comes in on the South. He's gonna fall down.
But still,
Darius and Dandin
that dragon already.
do get out the other side as they
They've traded
had a
one
split up
turret
fight.
to
I
none, so they've got
don't know why they went for that.
one turret to none, and now they're rocking out with
Voyboy and
seven
Teemo
kills to
fighting in the
two.
top
Andrew
lane.
up on the
Teemo
south,
running away
and
now.
they're gonna get
Has his
this
turret for safety and looks like
on
Voyboy's
12
just gonna leave
seconds.
him
Very,
there.
very strong game so far. Over on the other side of the screen, we have
Teemo going
13 to
way far
3
back.
VLG. They were
Means
actually
he
pushing into the
definitely
map
lost
right
that
now,
fight by a lot.
getting
He's gonna
some extra
recall.
damage over
Should be
there.
top tier
So
going down as
Voyboy
RS
wants
is
to
able
see
to take
if
mid turret.
it keeps going this way.
Mistakes aside, I'm wondering like what does
We were taking over mid right in front of the
Epic
turret.
Gamers
All these
comp do?
Yep,
Okay,
EG
so
doing
they're
some damage
stunned
there.
by Annie and
There we
Amumu.
go. Sal's gonna have
But
his
they have Lee
There's
Sin,
Warwick in
Tarek,
free
and
reign over the
Warwick
top turret
in
right
front of
now.
you. You're not going
Looking
to
to
kill them with
take it
that.
down. A few more
Yep.
hits, and he does.
So,
He's got about
so
100 health left.
what's the
He's gonna
point of
make a
the
quick work of
CC?
this.
They can just
As he's
stand
looking
there
to go for his
and then
twos globally.
like counter
Pretty good
engage.
experience there. And
You're
Teemo's
not
got
going
some
to have
stuff
that
on his
if you're
fighting
going
a
in
lot of
like
this
that. You're
fight
going to
right
be
now.
in range for
On
MF to
top
be
lane, he
alting.
does force him out of the fight as Amumu is
If you
coming out.
somehow
Gets
get
too
onto
close,
the
a little
MF,
less
the
aggressive.
rest of the
Amumu
team
looking for
is
himself
on
on his
your
backside.
back line
Teemo
of
just clearing out his
Teemo,
kills.
I
I don't think
guess.
that was the
They
focus.
don't really have a back line to
Got
add
Puppey
damage.
on
That's
there. Tark's
probably
just
their
looking
biggest
great down
problem.
bottom, kind of duking it out. As Tark's like, I'm
As
gonna
a
go up
pick
into the
comp, they
jungle,
don't
and MF
have
is actually
anything
clear
bursty to
on
follow up
Rock
with a
Solid there, but
Soraka and
Puppey's
a
doing a very
Teemo.
good job of that, so he can get
Sure, they
back
can
into the
if they
lane.
get a
Starts
pull on a
fighting against
squishy,
his
they can
teammates.
do it.
Like I said, that lane presence is really effective long game
But
and short game, and anytime in between.
Malzahar
You can
and
really zone in one
MF
lane, let the other
with
team know
three
you're
people that
there,
you
kind of
don't
just
want to
zone
pull in
out
front of them
hard
is
and be
not
all over the place. Times get told
a
where you
safe
are.
bet
Really
going
good
into the
hunt there.
game.
So, and he's going into the other jungle. He's just not satisfied with one. Double jungle all the way.
Rainbow gonna steal the red
Jungle
buff
all the
here
way
as
for
well.
this guy.
Cutie
Does
Pie
he?
gets it.
Means he's gonna get a free lizard buff, and he's
I
gonna get the one to
guess
Miss
He's
so. Oh, he did. Yeah,
Rastrike's
going
gonna be
into the
seen
Double
jungle.
by
jungle. Oh,
I'm a
we got
Cutie Pie
Snake
here.
coming out.
They're
Actually,
gonna go in on him.
Cutie Pie's gonna
It
walk
is that.
around.
I don't think that's a good
And
engage
there's a
for them.
great advantage off
Westrike
of
does
Scar
have
as
the
well. You
blind.
see right here, Scar's
Wow.
walking
Alta
right
get
into
Westrike gets
action,
kicked
and
away is good, and
he's gonna blow it up right
Scar
there.
gonna be able to pick up the kill on the Dandin. I'm a Cutie Pie
Throw
should fall
fire
down
from
here.
Cutie Pie.
Does
Why is he
live
getting it?
with
No,
the
he does
flash away.
not.
Teemo's not able to pick that one up. Teemo now in trouble. Westrike's running away.
Archer is
Shroom
gonna.
doesn't
Oh,
get
Wesley
hit.
saw that with the
It's
ult.
dodged there
Chose
as
not to
flash
go
comes
for
forward by
it.
Scar. They're
And
gonna burn
Voyboy
down,
there walking
and
through
now
the
they can turn on the
fire. He's
cells.
put out a lot of damage on the Scar.
Big
Wow.
damage coming
Takes
with the
down
silence.
Voyboy as
Scar
Scar
gonna fall down
has
anyways.
been
Double
taken
if their
down.
hook
Coming
comes
over
in.
Rainbow.
It
Yes,
is gonna pick
no!
up Rainbow.
Double
That means
great
they
start
can't do
right there.
Baron. Voidboy gonna
And
ult in here.
they found
Knock should
Voyboy
stop
on
him
that
as
one here.
long
Trying to
as
get
well as
that
the
kill
silence.
locked in. Kind of
Cells
focusing
trying to
on
get away.
that
He's not
Scar
gonna be able to.
situation.
Well, he'll
Voyboy
Naka
take
tries
comes
it.
to
into
get in.
Voidboy.
No,
Heal
Dandin
comes in. Cells.
not
He's
dying. He's still getting that
barely
kill.
living.
Puts
Does
him
fall
on
down to
the
Voidboy with
ground.
another Q coming out. Locust now chasing after
Walker
Dyrus.
very much
They can just
okay.
ignore double up tiers.
Perfect mushroom hit, and
They're
they're
gonna
gonna be okay. It's
be
just
turned
Team
around.
Team Blue is looking
Team
like,
Mushroom,
yeah, there's not gonna be
I
a lot more
guess,
going on. End the first,
uh,
actually 2-2 on the
scared them
board.
off. They don't know how many they're gonna run into.
I think the more they equally trade, the better that is for EG because they're
And
not
pretty
gonna
even
be
fight there.
overcommitting
Overcommit
Rambo's Lee Sin where they got rid of his
on
own
both
team.
sides. Lee Sin
So with
4-1 and 5 and
Dreamhack coming
4
in,
1-1 on Scar there. A
lot
lot
of
of
gold
gold
being
coming in
spread
onto
there, and
people
they
who
go into double
can
overtime.
deal a lot of damage.
Kind of
We
unfortunate
talked
because
about
the kill
Lee
streak
Sin
was still
not
nice
needing to
because
build
the
damage
Blitzcrank
to
was being
deal
Rocco.
a fair amount. All he needs to
Well,
do is
Annie has the one that
survive.
Chima has the one that he looked for by himself.
Double
He doesn't have
cages
that one that
onto
was there
Soraka. I don't know
on
about that.
the farm.
Yeah.
do think that Philosopher's Stone would have been a good idea just for mana regen. You don't really need AP. I guess they're looking at their pick and we don't have damage. Let's put it on to Soraka. It's not gonna work.
EG, by the way, still inside the enemy base. Looks like they're going to take this game 17 to 2 now. Probably going to get themselves
Your
into
biggest
the
thing
game. They're
is
going to play, I
like
believe it's Complexity next.
survive, I guess, with Soraka
A
for
lot of
Annie
movement over down
rotations.
bottom. Don't know who that's coming from, but we'll have to see in a second if anybody starts to move there. They
If
want to kind
if
of
your
see what's
Soraka
going
runs
on.
out
Some
of
good
mana during
movement
that,
to
you're
move to
kind
that
of
position. You see MF farming by herself.
dead.
That'll probably
You can't win a
be
fight at that
Rock
point.
or
If he was able to keep,
sorry,
maybe
not Rock
build
Solid.
AP so that he can get bigger heals
EG
onto
taking a
Annie.
jungle, trying to get
If
back
Annie
into the
survived that
game
fight,
as they need some
you win it.
frags on this one. Rock Solid pulling up 10 right now. EG is 4 behind. Epic Gaming trying to come back strong on this one. It's still 22 minutes. Anybody's game. I'm making it sound like it's over already. But League games are never over. League of Legends games can go on for pretty much ever. And we've seen a few here today that went 45 minutes plus. Looks like
I
Timo and
should I
Warwick
should
getting
be
some
keeping
damage
like
done to each
dragon
other up
timers
top in a little bit of
myself.
a 1v1. And then he just backs off. Warwick just healing up again.
That,
Timo not really
that's
taking
my
too much damage.
my
Timo
TSM
is on top of
fact
Warwick
is
right there.
talking about
And
dragon
Warwick
timers
actually
though.
wants to push this
So I'll
one.
leave
He's
that. I
trying to
don't know
let
when
him
it
know
comes up.
I'm here, and I'm going to actually come at you and Q you in the face if you're going to try to take some of these minions. Zoning him out from getting last hits. Warwick really doesn't have to worry about it. There it is, the
Yeah, so I
Q.
can't
Two
even
bars to
like
2 bars. He pretty much just takes
hurt Void,
what he
but he
hits
has
with.
Wits End as well on
And
top of the
EG
Spirit Visage.
continue to do that. A big
Don't know what happened bot lane, as now he's switching to. I don't want that.
I might have to go with you. I can't really root against the but
do that. A big fight going down
There
bottom.
we
It
go.
looks like they were all
Locust fall
propped
down.
up right there. And they
NFL
are
was
going to try to
interrupted as
back
they
off.
needed to run
EG
away.
in,
Flash
kicks
knockup
Blitzcrank into
by
his team.
Delph
They're
on
now
down.
facing
He
his
pulls
fortune.
in
It
there.
looks like Sheik is
the
all done for.
the
A
animation
very good
glitched, so it just
attack
looked like
there
he stopped
as
and stood
Annie was able
still.
to come out with that flame. You saw how much damage it did, pretty much
Invisible
melting
hook
on Miss
there
Fortune.
onto
And they
MF
should
is
be able
able
to
to
take this
secure that
turret with the
kill.
minion wave they're looking for.
And
It's quite far behind them. They're only going to be able to take
EG
8
get a,
shots from the turret
a
for these
pick
minions.
onto
And let's see if they
the
can get it
Tark
down in
that they can
time.
then
Looks like they
push
will. A lot of
a
damage coming
tower
from
through
both,
and a second kill.
all 4 players rather. And there's another turret for them. It will now be 3-1 in turrets. It looks like EG
Still not
taking the
convinced on
first one
the
right there.
later it goes, the
Yeah,
harder
correct.
that's going to be.
Finally able to
Figure
get themselves a
Tark
second
builds a
kill here.
Warmog, you don't kill him there,
Still, I
and
believe
then
it's like
MF doesn't have to
one
interrupt
frag
her ultimate,
each
and you guys
half
are really low,
for Rock
as
Solid
it
there
just
in
turns the
regards
whole
to
fight. Now,
being able to
as a
defend
support, obviously it's going to be
getting
difficult
almost
to
2 kills, and yes, in fact,
build
Steelix
a
was able to take
Warmogs,
that game out,
invest that
able
gold.
to
I
go
don't know if
on
he'll ever
and
have the
close
gold
back
to
theirs, and I believe they
build
did
towards it, but
defend
even
that
a
one quite
Giant's belt
well.
is going to
Hopefully
help
we'll have that one on the
with that.
channel
As
as well.
Malzahar now, Scar gets knocked up, stunned. Why is the camera not looking
As
at it?
they
I
try
don't
to hold
know.
on, but
Scar
oh,
falls
that was
down
a
as the
pick up that kill
hook
onto
comes
Scar.
in.
Sorry, I was looking over at the end game screen of the other computer, and I missed
Our
missed that
cameraman
go
died.
down. But lots of burst damage clearly from Annie and Blitzcrank to get him down. But again,
3
Blitzcrank picks
cages
up the
now into
kill,
Soraka.
and
It's
he
just
will get a nice assist for that. But tier
building
1
more and more
gold.
gold.
Well, just
That
farming up
does
top, level 6
convince me
gold
that
right
he
here.
is building towards a death cap. You
Warwick
typically,
176,
as
so yeah, still
blasting
going
wall
pretty
coming
well
in
in
as
this
well,
game.
goes towards death
Right
cap.
on target.
Um,
Doing a really good job there. Warwick now going for the golem buff.
Typically, you don't
And
go 3 gold income items unless you're making a big purchase, because you want to start your vision control game early.
what's going to be
Of
getting that
course,
golden buff? All right.
until you've
Well,
paid
Warwick
off
going to
that
get a lot of
cages, it is not worth it. I don't even know if
gold
the
stuff.
game goes long enough for 3 to be
But
worth it.
Evo, and they could get this kill if they wanted to, I think.
Dragon being taken here
Oh, but EG with
by
that
Epic
dragon, they're going to get another dragon kill.
Gamer.
Very good from them.
No timer
Only
there
their second
for
killing
RS
in this
as they're
competition
pinging
today.
Baron. They're not going to be able to take
Oh, is
Baron.
that right? This is
Dragon
correct.
already falls
Another
down.
dragon kill. That's going to bring them a
All
little
they
bit
need,
of Baron's there.
CV should have been on the Baron pit there. All they need is a
Oh,
movement
but
to run
EG
over
just
there. I don't know
interrupting
why
that
he's
kill.
where did CV go
And
if they're not
oh,
looking at the
switching
Baron? Do
Baron.
they
Baron
take
what's
this?
going on. And
They
oh
are going to
man,
be able to.
the
No one's
falls
coming
actually
a
work
Mumu.
out. They actually see a
He
large movement from
backed.
EG, and
Timo's
it
going to
looks
see
like
this,
they're
but the
going to go
Baron's
down.
already gone.
Too late. Rock Solid
And now
picking up the
Westrise
Baron.
needs to run away. He's going to get
7, and there's the
flash
Baron
ulted
and
by
the
Void
ultimate. Westrise going to
into
go
the
down.
Scar ult.
He
They
flashes.
overlap that, so Westrise is able to get
Oh,
over the
he
wall, but
got it.
still falls down.
Oh, Misfortune and Rambo barely managed to pick that kill up for themselves.
Doublelift in
very
trouble now.
risky move.
At
Epic
least
kind
there's
of
no
set that up
ultimates
there
there
to
to
slow
catch
him
him.
down or prevent
He can
them from
just
going
speed
anywhere. But you
away.
just got Baron. You're going to run into 5 members of their team. The rest of your team is kind of like, hey, we're hanging out in mid, man. What are you doing? So EG just loses Timo on that one. West will go down, and we're going to see how much this Baron really starts to affect the game. 11-7 at 26 minutes into the game exactly as we just reached that mark. And we're going to probably see this next turret go down. They don't have all 5 members. Baron, it's like
Baron
he's getting
pushing.
an absolute power play right now.
Doesn't really have the
Using Timo right
minions
off the
here. It
bat. He
does
only falls
level
down
up with
before
the
he feels
tower.
good
Timo
of
getting his
having
E
them in
there.
range as you know they do, so you can
Uh,
try to stay out of position.
pull in.
Blitzcrank getting his foot on
Dandin
the front side,
gets
leads
an
the
ultimate
pace.
that hits
More
one
time
person.
for
Not very good.
Dandin, or
Rainbow jumping
Dandin
back in.
goes
Tower dive.
down, and we're gonna
Already
see
picked
what
up
happens with
Dandin.
double
Double's gonna
elimination.
fall down
He
now.
also
Cells
shot down his
gets his
Blitzcrank,
ultimate
so
off, but it's
Daney
not gonna
makes
do
it
anything.
down to the
Rainbow's two
team.
tanking. Scar is
Has
actually
to
tanking the
see
turret. He
himself
doesn't even care.
ultimately out alive of this one, and he is able to get out
They
of there.
did clear
Typically,
them
this
anyway,
team
but
is
they can
running a
just
little bit
tank
of
this
haste
turret now
here,
here
so he's able to make that
with
happen
Rainbow
and kind of
Locust.
deflect a lot that's coming towards him.
Voidlings now.
Running Tibbers
Miniwave
deep
comes
right
in.
can't
Tower's gonna fall
make
down
it
as on
to,
Q. I just
and he
focusing on
goes
that.
down very quickly. Two
Void
turrets
Boy
have been
somehow
taken
got
from
onto
Darren
Cells. I
West.
think that was his
Very
ultimate. I'm
big
not
deal
sure
right now
what
there.
happened there
Huge
because it looked
tiebreaker
like a bit of a
for
freeze. Um,
rock solid at this point.
Westroy's now ulted by Cells,
And we
or
are
by
going to see
Scar, I
Void
mean,
coming in and
as
now leaving with that.
Soraka
They're going to
stops that.
top
They're
lane
gonna
and
back
bottom
away
lane
here.
are all
They've already
covered
gotten
with
in here. They
Blitzcrank.
have the Baron.
But it looks like
Looking
they're
for a blue
making a
buff,
move.
and
They
it
don't want to get
says
more tank
Dragon's
on
up,
this
but it
one.
can't be up.
And they start
That has to
hitting
be
the
a
jungle.
visual
They might
glitch because it
change
was
his
just
mind here to
taken.
see how really far pushed up it is. And Warwick does just that.
Oh yeah,
They do
that's
go
why
over to the
it's up.
side.
It's because
Ton of minions
R
coming up in that wave. That
RS
turret should be
has
bared
the
as well.
caster on it,
Thought we were going to see an ult from
and they don't
removal
have
there,
vision
but now
to
they're holding
clear it.
going. Ult from Blitzcrank. It comes up
Army
every
Cutie
few
Pie
seconds, so
engaged
it's
on. He's gonna
probably
turn
wise
around.
from that
Does he have the
position.
ultimate here? It
Did
would have been
take a
big.
lot of damage for what he
Double
wanted to
flashes
do in
away.
that
He's low. He
situation as
can't
well as
continue the fight.
doing.
Rastar's coming
We
in.
are going to see
Voidboy
now
can stun
Timo
him.
is back, starting to do
RS
that
can
damage.
take this
Poison darts
fight.
in the
Scar's
back
low
end
on
of
mana,
our
so they don't want to
Poetic,
back away.
so we cannot continue to steal. But it does
It
not do that much
doesn't have
damage.
ultimate
We
yet.
just kind
That's
of
why they
poke
can't take
away,
it.
and they did exactly what they wanted. Rock
That's why they don't
solid,
want
a
to take it. It's not a
huge
sure thing at
push
that
right
point with
now.
Teemo
Only
coming in.
missing one turret,
But I did
and
think
that
they had
gives
the
them a
health
clear path all the
to
way up to the
continue
jungle and
that.
mid lane.
Yeah, they're just in such great shape right now. They really are just taking this game over. They're up
Wait,
6 kills still. Their
nope,
damage
Dragon
back
wasn't
isn't
up.
their up at all.
It
He's
was
only
just
at
because of
600.
the team we're on. We
Dragon's
couldn't.
just gonna farm
It
up.
didn't be. It wasn't
Farm
updated
up
yet.
enough.
That's
He
all.
wants to continue to damage these units, of course, but he's just getting farmed up
Interesting
on
that it works that way when you
uh,
figure you have complete vision of the whole map. Fog Wars disabled. You'd think
Next
that
game, let's try to last
it
one
would
minute
remove the
here.
marker, but it seems
Oh,
to be based on location of the player, not on vision,
he's just not
and I guess
really doing
location
anything
of
big.
wards.
He's not been able to get too much accomplished. I mean, one is pulling the Blood Razor now, so he's probably going to be a good source of damage output. You can see just how much magic damage he really is able to put out on these guys. You're not going to get the Lizard buff from Dan Den, and it's going to work towards probably Frozen
Westar's
Wall
being
into
given the
the
red buff here. Interesting. I guess he is the only ranged
right now.
auto attacker on the team,
Finds the durable, but not
so it
really.
makes sense to go onto him.
We'll see how he ends up playing this, but he's just not
They ping team on the top lane. That means that they have a
surprising that good.
free
The lane is
tower
pretty
dive even of the ball lane. Looks like somebody got pulled into his Warwick.
great job winning against him. And they're back to this turret already on
So
bottom lane.
Deleth not going to commit to that fight when he pulls in someone who can just sit there and attack it while the rest of the teams there. They have to give it this turret. Large minion wave for the next turret. Still no wave clear onto Epic Gamer here. They really needed an Anivia for these these games.
They do. Dan Dan's ultimate should be up. He has been silenced briefly. And they're pushing onto this turret a fair amount.
Pull
Uh-oh,
in onto
Voidboy
Voidboy
knocked
again.
into the
Dandon
air. This is not looking good for him. Tibbers goes
ultimate
down. Voidboy will drop this one.
onto
He
an
gets
Annie ult
knocked
there.
up enough.
Sitting
Doesn't bring
in
off the
MF salt
turret.
though,
Into
not
that
going to help
fight.
them.
Oh,
Big
wow. Baron jumping in.
silence there by
Huge right
Scar.
there.
Dire is
And
low.
has the kill.
Not able to get him. Sal should
Crazy
fall down here though.
attention. Scar putting out
Burning down. That will be a kill.
that one down. Will miss the Q. Saul still
Barely
has
lives
60 health right there.
60 HP.
And
Has a QSS as well for the Malzar. But
72
Rambo
percent.
on the run.
Saul still running away.
Just needs
Just goes
one Q to
down.
land. And you'll fall him.
Yeah,
But that
Saul
doesn't matter. The game's over. Looks like
Saul
RS is
definitely
going to take this one.
Rambo
And he can't land the Q, but he does just
as he
kick him in the
pushes
face.
now onto the next
And he
game.
falls down
He'll take this game 1-1
He won
to
that.
a
Rock
case of
solid
child
wins the
abuse
game
as
here.
RS wins the
Looks
game.
like game 3. The winner goes.
I mean, has a Banshee's Veil's not going to help him much.
Wow. Real.
Real horn.
Double gets in the picture. All is well in the world.
It's a very
And
good game.
now we get to go on to game 3.